Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I'm going to be talking about Pokemon Go, and specifically raid technology. The technology that people are currently using at Pokemon Go raids, okay? Because it's really fascinating, and there's a lot of interesting things about it. So one, this video is going to be part of my continued proposition that really Pokemon Go is an incredibly special video game, really like no other video game that's ever been made, and that right now it's in a sleeper mode. So there are millions of people who play, probably low millions, okay? I think when Pokemon Go first came out, there were tens of millions of players, right? Now, the game has receded, and it's more back to its natural state, which is probably low millions of players, right? And these numbers are for the U.S., because that's where I live and what I have some familiarity with. And this is what I think the game, is currently at, right? So currently, you have low millions of players, and for a long time, a lot of people quit Pokemon Go because you couldn't trade Pokemon and you couldn't battle Pokemon, right? And because there was these features that they really wanted to see in the game, they just flitted off to do a million other things. And I have a lot of sympathy for that, right? Because one, we do live in a world where there's incredible video games, there's incredible television shows, there's incredible books, there's incredible movies, there's a million things you can do with your time other than play Pokemon Go. And so that's cool. I understand why people flitted off. All right, but the people who stayed, right, what they got to see is they got to see this really awesome game where you're getting new evolutions, new platforms, like saying, oh, here's Gen 1, here's Gen 2. You're getting new releases of Pokemon, right? What else is happening in addition to the new releases of the Pokemon? Well, one of the things that's happening that's really fascinating is is the raids. The raids are new technology as well. The raids are only a few months old, and they are legendary Pokemon that require large groups of people to be in physical proximity to capture. That is unprecedented. That has never happened in any ARG game in history, right? And I am fully aware of Ingress of Ingress. Ingress was a beta test for Pokemon Go. I don't really consider it an actual ARG. I think it's highly valuable because of what it helped do to bring Pokemon Go forward. But one of the things, I don't think Ingress was mainstream. Pokemon Go absolutely is a mainstream game, okay? So when I'm talking about ARGs, I'm talking about alternate reality games that have met the mainstream, okay? So you're seeing some really fascinating things that are happening at raids, okay? So one, raids are really interesting. They're an incubator for technology, and specifically how technology is used, okay? One of the things that's really fascinating about raids is raids are not for casuals, right? Raids are serious Pokemon Go players, right? But that Venn diagram then branches out. So not only do you have serious Pokemon Go players, you also have within that group serious video game players, people who are incredibly aware of everything that happens within the video game community, right? So one of the things that's really interesting about raids is the technology that's currently being used to get people to raids, right? So right now, the way a raid works is a legendary Pokemon will pop up at a gym in, like, let's say it's going to be at Silver Spring Park in your neighborhood, right? Well, let's say it's Moltres. Moltres is a legendary bird Pokemon. Everybody wants it. Moltres pops up at Silver Spring Park, right? What happens right now is one of the players who lives near Silver Spring Park, who opened up their Pokemon Go app while they're still at home, sees, oh, Moltres is at Silver Spring Park, and there's an hour and 45 minutes left on how long he's going to be at that park, right? Or she. I'm not sure what the gender of Moltres is. All right, so the player posts on a Facebook page or Discord. That's another thing. The two primary forms of communication for communicating out where legendary Pokemon are right now is Facebook and Discord. I think Facebook is winning. Facebook has more people using it, and I don't think it's better technology, but I just think more people are using it, right? But a lot of people are using Discord as well, and Discord came straight from the serious video game community. That's not a Pokemon Go tool. that is a serious video gamer tool, right? That is used to communicate while you use a specific video game, okay? All right, so you have all this going on, right? So one, you now have a level of social media use. Oh, and also everybody else gets notifications on their phone saying, hey, Mole Trace is at this park. And then people who are up to as much as 45 minutes away can say, oh, hey, I can get in my car right now. I can get there with an hour to spare. Great, I'll do it, right? Beyond 45 minutes, nobody even tries. It's just too far, and, nobody's going to do that. And also, I do think Pokemon Go players are being very safe, saying, hey, I don't want to rush out there to get to that Pokemon Go creature and risk other people's lives by driving quickly, all that kind of thing. And when I talk to people, everybody's aware of this issue, and I really feel that this community is really, the Pokemon Go rating community, are building etiquette for how ARGs will work for centuries to come. Yeah, that's huge. That is historically important, right? And that's one of the reasons why I think Pokemon Go is such an incredibly important game, because I think what's happening in Pokemon Go right now will affect other games for centuries to come, right? And if you think I'm wrong, just look at the railroad, right? Like right now, I'm a bicyclist, right? I ride bicycles. Where are bicycle trails being built today? Railroad tracks, abandoned railroad tracks, right? So, that technology's 180 years old, and it's still impacting our lives today, right? And ARGs are going to be the same thing. ARGs are going to be like railroads. They'll impact for society for 300-400 years, I think, right? All right. So let's talk about the technologies being used. So right now you have this structure being used for using high-end, super serious video game communication, which is Discord. You have social media being used, Facebook, right? But in a new way, right? That really hasn't been used. So Facebook hasn't been used for this previously. It's really new and really different, right? And I think that's exciting, right? One of the other things I'm seeing is when I'm going to raids, and I'm getting there too, I'm thinking about starting to do this, right? It used to be when I would go to raid, everybody has a phone. Now you know what everybody has? 3 phones. Everybody has 2 to 3 devices. It's crazy. Every player is bringing 2 to 3 devices, and not every player. I'd say about half the players, the serious raiders, have multiple devices now. And the reason why is they have one device that they're using to just play Pokemon Go. They have another device that while they're about to catch the current legendary, they're on their other device, their other phone, a second smartphone, determining, or sometimes a laptop, or sometimes a tablet, right? They're on a second device where they're actually determining where they're going to go next. And they're doing that so that basically they can, they have that other device so that they can spend time and attention on determining where the next legendary will be, even while they're at this legendary. So they can bounce from one legendary to another, right? And do multiple raids. And then also not interrupt their Pokemon Go playing, right? So you have players that are doing that. In addition to that, this is mind-blowing. This blew my mind. I see a lot of people bringing their kids, right? And this is one of the coolest things about Pokemon Go. So you'll have a soccer mom bring 2 of her, I saw this. I saw a soccer mom bring 2 of her daughters, right? One was like 10 and one was 5. She comes out. This woman had 3 devices with her between the 3 people, right? She came with her smartphone, set up a wireless hotspot on her device, and then her kids on tablets that had no ability, no 3G, no 4G, connected to her wireless hotspot, and then we're playing Pokemon Go on the tablets. That is bonkers cool. That is just bonkers cool, right? I love that it was a soccer mom that did this, right? Because like this woman did not look like she worked in the information technology space, right? And to me, that's pretty advanced, right? Now, everybody listening to this, you might, I can almost hear you now. Oh, that's not advanced use of technology. It is. Trust me. If you're watching my channel on YouTube, you probably know technology pretty well, right? But a lot of people don't. And right now, there's a very uneven distribution of technology use information in America, right? And the idea that a soccer mom would be, setting up a Wi-Fi hotspot so 2 of her kids can play Pokemon Go with her mobily, that is absolute super cool use of technology. Really, really cool. And it's just one of the ways that multiple devices are being used, right, at these raids. So you're seeing some really advanced technology use of mobiles, tablets, laptops. And what really gets exciting to me is everything I just discussed, that's just the tip of the iceberg. That's where we are now, right? Can you imagine how the use of Pokemon Go and the playing of Pokemon Go is going to continue to advance the use of technology? It is incredibly exciting. And every time I go to a raid and I see a multi-generational group of people sharing something they love, using technology in new ways, having fun, and making public spaces important and fun and cool and valuable, this is the future, man. Pokemon Go is using technology to make our lives cooler, more fun, more awesome, more social, better culture. Pokemon Go is like Wikipedia. It's just full of win, full of awesome, and I absolutely love it. And I really, really, just really encourage you guys to start thinking about Pokemon Go in a different way. It is really changing the way we live now, and I really think it's going to change the way we live in the future. And I think those changes are really going to be to the benefit of society and cultural overall. Thank you. Take care.